I'm being joined on the program tonight by the governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma. He joins us live from Owerri, the capital of Imo State. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight. I think the best way or the first line of question or conversation will be the significance of these projects to your people. What are the significance?
Well, the importance of these projects, particularly given a road, an economic highway like Owerri to Olo, that traverses over up to 7 local governments out of the 27 local governments in Imo State. These roads were left in a very deplorable condition, abandoned for over 2 decades, making it impossible for farmers to bring their produce to the urban center for proper market value to be gotten, making it difficult for travelers to travel without stress from Olo to Owerri. So it is not only the economic advantages surrounding the decision to do this road, but it will also boost trade and commerce, stimulate the economy of the area, and then make traveling less stressful to travelers. Road users, transporters, civil servants who live in those areas can easily come to work to the state capital and go back without stress. So it is not only for the interests, the economic advantages inherent to that decision, even the political advantage, and so many other things. So it is important that given the level of insecurity today in Nigeria, particularly in Imo State, that road from Owerri to Olo has been properly lit up, given at least the level of comfort that will enable both nocturnal activities and the traffic in the night to be very easy and possible for the citizenry. So it's a very strategic road. Owerri to Okigwe is another strategic road. There is similarity between these two roads as they have been abandoned for a very long time. And as we have been able to recover these roads, we have now re-energized residents and citizens of the areas, particularly that of the farmers, businessmen, transporters, and traders. And then it also decentralizes commercial activities from the urban center to the sub-regional centers. So I think it is important to our people. It is important to my administration. It is also for the interest of our people. It allows for security. It will boost commerce. It will stimulate the economy. And it's, as a matter of fact, it will make road users once more excited and then life more meaningful to the people.
In the last 2 years of your administration in Imo State, this is perhaps the second time that President Buhari will be visiting. You've touched on some of the federal roads in your state and plowed the money of Imo State people into some of these projects. Are there assurances of getting some of these monies back?
Well, what is important is that the first achievement, which is the most important achievement, is that it will extend the lifespan of my people. It will make life more meaningful to my people. Predominantly, the users of these roads are Imo people. So the reason that is federal road, how many federal officers passes through the road? That is one. So even if the monies are not refunded, it does not mean that we have not gotten value to it. But at the same time, by the grace of God, we will apply and we will follow due process and we will be refunded. But even if we are not refunded, there is justification for doing the road. Because I'm the governor of Imo State, and my interest is, first, the primary interest is the interest of my people. If you check the traffic between Okigwe and Owerri, the traffic between Olo and Owerri, 95% of those using the road are Imo citizens, Imo sons and daughters. And what is more, The impression when you come into Imo State, if Imo State is seen as a developed state, it's to the credit of Imo citizens. Whether the infrastructure there belongs to federal government or belongs to state government is not important, but are they available? In the development index of the state, can we now say, because these are not state roads, therefore we should allow the roads to be broken down? So those are not as important as making sure the infrastructure is available for people to do their businesses. The infrastructure is available to boost the politics of the area. The infrastructure is available to make life easy for our people. We are talking about ease of doing business. Today, the World Bank proposal for increasing and strengthening ease of doing business in Nigeria, as part of the program they've just given to sectors of late, is that the environment must be available for business to be done. And how do we make environment available and enabling? It's by fixing the infrastructure, making the roads motorable, making the social services available to the people, and then making life very meaningful to our people, so our people will choose to settle in their states. The moment they settle here because the roads are good, because social services are available, they will pay the necessary taxes and royalties that go with it. The state IGR will also be boosted. So for me, what is more important is fixing the road. If I have money, I'll fix more federal roads in Imo State, whether I am refunded or not.
You also took President Buhari to the State House of Assembly there. What prompted the project on the House of Assembly? Is it a priority to the people of Imo State?
It is a priority because we must guide and protect democracy that we inherited since 1999. When I came here in January 2020, the State House of Assembly, which was built during the time of Sam Bakwe in the Second Republic, has been abandoned, and the legislators left the place because the place was dilapidated, the structural defects, and the place was in a very strong state of disrepair. So legislators left, and they are sitting in a temporary accommodation outside the complex. Very shameful. And if we must sustain democracy and defend it, we must build the institutions. So we need to have a legislation. So we had the justification to embark on the project. We have to reconstruct the building, furnish the building, and equip the building, and bring to bear an environment that will enable quality lawmaking. And that was what we did. And today I can tell you, the legislators in Imo State are very excited. They are once more motivated. They have gotten that sense of belonging that makes them be part and parcel of government. So we cannot operate alone as an executive arm. Democracy is incomplete without the legislature, because the legislature are the real representatives of the people. They are closer to the grassroots than the executive. So I think that the decision to do the building is very important and very necessary. And those who are going to use the environment for their work, that is the parliament, are also very excited. Getting more value for money is important. Having come from the private sector, what we do is, before you put your money anywhere, you must look for a final investment decision. And how do you do that decision? It's by making sure that you get value. When you don't make quality laws, when you don't defend laws that are already made by the House of Assembly, when you don't allow a principal arm of government like the legislature to function, then we're not practicing democracy. So we must encourage them. And in any event, the functions of the legislature and that of the executive and the judiciary, they go in pari passu. They are interwoven. If you are the executive, you can only implement the laws made by the legislature. If you are in the judiciary, you can only interpret the laws made by the legislature. So in a situation where directly or covertly the legislature is being strangulated, it means that indirectly you are trying to kill democracy in Nigeria. So I have a responsibility, having also come from the legislature at the national level, to encourage my provincial legislators in Imo State.
Let's take a quick break, Governor Uzodimma, and we'll come back to talk more on the essence of those projects, the security in the Southeast region, and the APC and the Igbo people ahead of 2023. Stay with us, everyone. Plus, also, after our conversation with the governor of Imo State, we'll be speaking with Professor Kingsley Mahalu. He will be joining me much later to talk about the education sector, ASU strike, and the 2023 elections, the quality of leadership Nigeria needs to look forward to ahead of that critical election. Stay with me, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. The governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodimma, has been speaking with us live from Owerri, the Imo State capital, on the backdrop of President Muhammadu Buhari's visit to that state to commission projects today. Let's get about our conversations with the governor. In 2 years, President Buhari, under your administration, has visited your state. And I guess you probably have heard what some of your critics are saying, that you're trying to sell the Buhari government and its performance to your people. How difficult is that for you, considering what has become the political history of the Southeast region?
I don't know what you mean by trying to sell the Buhari government. In the first place, Imo people were part of the people that voted Buhari to power. And if we didn't like him, we wouldn't have voted for him. We voted him to power. He's our president. And here I'm the governor. And government is one. And coming from the same political party, of course, it is a unified campaign. The Buhari is president produced by APC. Hope Uzodimma is the governor of Imo State produced by APC. And here, our people we are more practical a people than theory. So what I have adopted as an approach here is to allow my achievements and performance to speak for me. I don't believe in blackmail and unnecessary propaganda. I listened to the soundbite you gave on the Mr. President's speech this afternoon. Of course, the president is right, because the Nigerian elites, who should speak to power, are not speaking to power. The Nigerian elites, who should do research and become opinion leaders and influence the decision and understanding of the citizenry, probably are not doing enough. Because what the illustration given to the president this afternoon is that as far back as 1999 to 2015, that we had a steady production of crude oil of 2.1 million barrels a day for this period. And the average unit price per barrel was 100 United States dollars. If you multiply 2.1 million barrels a day by $100, you know how much it is that we earned a day. The question he is asking, which every elite should also pick interest, is where is this money and how was it spent? And how suddenly in 2015, when power changed hand, that the production dropped from 2.1 million barrels to now a mega 500,000 barrels a day. Our oil pipelines were vandalized, oil facilities were destroyed, production was dived. That is what he's saying. And today we are talking about insecurity. He wants to remind all of us once more that up to 2015, so many local governments in the Northeast were in the hands of Boko Haram. How many of them are in the hands of Boko Haram now? The entire Borno local government, Borno state local government, are in the hands of the governor of Borno state today, whom you know and I know is doing very, very well as a governor in Borno state. In Yobe state, there is no local government in the hands of Boko Haram. In Adamawa state, there is none. But up to 2015, it was difficult for anybody, any commercial flight, to fly to Maiduguri, to fly to Yola, to fly to Yobe. But these were situations that were contained under President Muhammadu Buhari administration. We should take stock, because dividends of democracy most times is not only quantified by the number of rules built by a government. There are tangibles and intangibles.
So Governor Uzodimma, that's perhaps the premise on which I was asking the question. You have a presidential candidate of the APC who is from the southwest region of the country, considering the agitations from the southeast people about an Igbo presidency. Now you have candidates of the southeast as presidential candidates from other political parties. How are you able, and you are the leader of the Tinubu campaign organization in the southeast region, how are you hoping to sell your party, Buhari Performance, and the Tinubu ticket to your people ahead of 2023? What would you be telling them?
Sheon, today you are staff of China's television and you are in charge of politics today. Do you ask AIT how the market focus Nigeria, which is also a program of AIT? This is partisan democracy. Everybody is interested in promoting the interests of his political party. I belong to a political party. I have a responsibility to convince my people that my party has the best programs for the country. I will convince voters. It is not for me to begin to compare. You don't do political marketing by comparison alone. There will be local rivalry here and there, quite all right. But the partisan democracy means that the current government of President Muhammad Buhari, the federal government, is produced by APC. The government of Imo State is produced by APC. Hope Uzodimma is APC. And I'm a leader in APC. And my identity is APC. What else do you want me to tell you? Rather, I think that journalism is about also helping to educate the masses.
With your people, does your candidate have an acceptance with your people? Since you are leading the Tinubu and the APC campaign,
there is only one way. There is only one way of showing acceptance of a political party. That is the result of the election. The election is not here yet. Campaigns have not even started. Why are we jumping the gun? I think you should be patient. Maybe there's something you know I don't know. Otherwise, I will urge you to be patient. Let me take the programs of my political party to my people. Let me market my programs and my political party to my people. Let the election come. Let my people be given an opportunity to vote. Then the outcome of the election will determine whether they accepted my party and my candidate or not. Why are we jumping the gun?
Governor Uzodimma, we're not jumping. I'm talking to a politician. You've been in this game for a while. We are in the period. Election is a process, not on election day. And I'm asking today, commissioning project, there will be a lot of photo ops also for people to see what you have done. You are marketing your party in some way. And that's why I'm asking whether or not there is an acceptance of your people, of your party to your people. Again, let me ask you, just in a brief manner, if you can answer, do you think Bola Tinubu, your candidate, can win Southeast region for your party?
The presidential election is an election for Nigerian president, not for Igbo president. The presidential election is for Nigerian president. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is candidate of APC to be president of Nigeria, not president of Igbo or president of Yoruba or president of Hausa. That is one. Two, today you see me commissioning projects. Today you see me list the number of projects we've just completed. I can bet you that with what happened today in Imo State, so many people who are not aware of the achievements of my administration, by extension, the achievements of APC in the Southeast, are now convinced that APC is a performing party. Today alone, we got converts, and we continue to get converts until the day of election. And then we'll vote. Let voters say whether our party is popular or not.
All right. On the final note, Governor Uzodimma, and this perhaps, if you can answer in 30 seconds, is in the area of security. We saw what happened in neighboring Anambra State in the attempt on the life of the Senator Ifeanyi. There's been this nagging security question in the region. You and your colleagues in the Southeast region, have you thought about a permanent fix to those who are aiming at the lives of eminent people in that region?
That is the danger of allowing non-state actors to operate freely. We must come out in unison. Regrettably, Ifeanyi Ubah is one of our best. Ifeanyi Ubah is a big philanthropist in the Southeast. Ifeanyi Ubah has helped so many people. Surprisingly, I don't know how any sensible human being will want to eliminate a philanthropist like Ifeanyi Ubah. It's so painful and so sad a story to hear. However, it has now become necessary for the political elites to come together to secure the environment. No one governor can do it. No one speaker can do it. It will take every strata of the society to come together, join forces, join hands, and secure this. If you sit here and wait and think that President Buhari will come to Abuja to speak to some ignorants, to speak to some idiots who don't know what they're doing, who are under the influence of drugs, to reason, well, we may be wasting time. So as much as I regret what has happened to Ifeanyi Ubah, so disappointedly, I want all of us to rise and call a bad thing a bad thing. I want all of us to come together because the political class, the private sector, all of us belongs to the society, and we must protect this society.
Governor Hope Uzodimma, Governor of Imo State, thank you so much indeed for talking to us tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you.